I've been gardening for quite a few years and I'm still learning new things every single day. And that's the joy of it, isn't it? There's always something new to discover, a different approach to try, or an old wives' tale to test out. Speaking of trying new things, today I want to share some uncommon gardening tips that I've picked up over the years. These are the tricks of the trade, the little secrets that professional gardeners use to get the most out of their gardens. And the best part is, they're all natural and easy to do. So whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, I guarantee you'll learn something new today. Now let's get our hands dirty and discover the secrets to a thriving garden. Now some of you might think I'm going a bit barmy here, but bear with me. Planting by the moon, or lunar gardening, has been practiced for centuries. It's the idea that the moon's gravitational pull affects the moisture levels in the soil, just like it does with the tides. You see, during the new moon and waxing moon, when the moon is growing larger in the sky, the gravitational pull is said to draw moisture upwards. This is a good time to sow seeds, as the increased moisture helps with germination. As the moon waxes towards its full glory, the moonlight itself is said to encourage strong leaf growth. So it's a good time to be sowing leafy greens like spinach, lettuce, and kale. Then, as the moon wanes, becoming smaller in the sky, the gravitational pull decreases, and the moisture in the soil is drawn downwards. This is an ideal time to plant root crops like potatoes, carrots, and parsnips, as the moisture encourages strong root development. Now I know some folks are skeptical, and that's all right. Gardening is all about experimentation, but there's a reason why this practice has been passed down through generations of gardeners. It's a gentle way of working with nature's rhythms to give your plants the best possible start. And even if you don't subscribe to the science behind it, there's something inherently satisfying about gardening in tune with the lunar cycle. It adds a touch of magic and wonder to the whole experience. Give it a go and see for yourself. You might be surprised by the results. And if you do try it, be sure to let me know how it goes in the comments below. I'm always keen to hear about your gardening adventures. Now let's talk about those pesky garden visitors, slugs and snails. They can decimate a crop overnight, leaving gardeners tearing their hair out. But fear not, because I've got a simple, natural solution for you. Coffee grounds. Yes, you heard that right. Those leftover coffee grounds from your morning brew can be a gardener's secret weapon. The caffeine in coffee acts as a natural deterrent for slugs and snails. They don't like the smell, and it can even disrupt their nervous systems. All you have to do is sprinkle a generous ring of used coffee grounds around the base of your vulnerable plants, like your lettuces, hostas, or newly planted seedlings. The grounds will create a barrier that slugs and snails will be reluctant to cross. But the benefits of coffee grounds don't stop there. They're also a fantastic source of nitrogen, which is essential for healthy plant growth. As the grounds break down, they release nitrogen slowly into the soil, acting like a slow-release fertilizer. Just be careful not to overdo it. Too much coffee can make the soil too acidic for some plants. A light sprinkling every few weeks is all you need to keep those pesky slugs at bay and give your plants a little boost. And the best part is, you're recycling something that would have otherwise ended up in the bin. It's a win-win for you and the environment. Now here's another tip that proves gardeners are masters of resourcefulness, using eggshells to supercharge your soil. Don't throw those shells away. They're like a nutritional gift for your garden. Eggshells are packed with calcium, a vital nutrient that helps plants build strong cell walls and prevents problems like blossom end rot in tomatoes and peppers. You know, that nasty black spot that can develop on the bottom of your tomatoes? Eggshells can help prevent that. Simply rinse out your used eggshells and let them dry. Once dry, crush them up into small pieces. You can use a rolling pin, your hands, or even a food processor if you're feeling fancy. Then, sprinkle the crushed eggshells around the base of your plants, especially those that are heavy feeders like tomatoes, peppers, and squash. The eggshells will slowly release calcium into the soil, giving your plants a steady supply of this essential nutrient. But that's not all. Eggshells can also help improve soil structure. They act like tiny air pockets in the soil, improving drainage and aeration, which is essential for healthy root development. So next time you're making scrambled eggs, remember those shells are garden gold. Don't throw them away. Your plants will thank you for it. Now let's talk about companion planting. This is one of my favorite gardening techniques because it mimics the way plants grow in the wild. You see, in nature, plants rarely grow in isolation. They have companions, neighbors that help them thrive. Companion planting is all about choosing plants that grow well together, offering each other mutual benefits. Some plants deter pests, while others attract beneficial insects or improve the growth and flavor of their neighbors. For example, marigolds are like the ultimate garden guardians. They release a strong scent that repels a wide range of pests, including aphids, whiteflies, and even some burrowing insects. Plant them among your vegetables, and you'll have a natural defense system protecting your crops. Basil is another great companion plant, especially for tomatoes. Not only does it deter pests like tomato hornworms and whiteflies, but it's also said to improve the flavor of tomatoes when planted nearby. And if you're troubled by aphids, try planting some nasturtiums nearby. These cheerful flowers act like aphid magnets, drawing them away from your precious vegetables. Companion planting is all about creating a harmonious ecosystem in your garden, where plants work together to create a healthy and abundant harvest. It's a fascinating subject, and I encourage you to do some research and experiment with different plant combinations in your own garden. Now, who doesn't love a beautiful, fragrant rose? But sometimes our roses need a little extra TLC to really thrive. And that's where this next tip comes in handy: burying a banana peel near your rose bushes. It might sound a bit strange, but banana peels are like a secret weapon for rose growers. They're packed with potassium, a vital nutrient that roses need for strong stem growth, vibrant blooms, and overall plant health. The next time you enjoy a banana, don't throw away the peel. Simply dig a small trench around your rose bush, about 6 inches deep and 12 inches away from the base of the plant. Chop up the banana peel into smaller pieces and bury them in the trench. As the banana peel decomposes, it will slowly release potassium and other beneficial nutrients into the soil, giving your roses a steady supply of food. You can repeat this process every few weeks throughout the growing season to keep your roses well-fed and blooming their hearts out. It's a simple, natural, and cost-effective way to give your roses the boost they need to thrive. And the best part is, you're recycling something that would have otherwise ended up in the compost bin. Now let's talk about fungal diseases. They can be a real nuisance in the garden, especially when starting seeds indoors or dealing with damp soil. But before you reach for those chemical fungicides, let me introduce you to a natural alternative: cinnamon. Yes, that's right. The same spice you use in your baking can also be used to protect your plants from fungal infections. Cinnamon is a natural antifungal agent that's been used for centuries to preserve food and prevent spoilage. When starting seeds indoors, sprinkle a light dusting of cinnamon over the soil surface after sowing your seeds. Cinnamon helps prevent damping off disease, a common fungal infection that can kill seedlings before they even emerge from the soil. You can also use cinnamon on established plants that are showing signs of fungal infection. Simply sprinkle a bit of cinnamon around the base of the plant or on affected leaves. Cinnamon won't harm your plants, but it will help inhibit the growth of fungal spores. It's a simple, safe, and effective way to protect your plants from fungal diseases without resorting to harsh chemicals. Plus, it smells amazing. And finally, let's tackle another common garden problem: powdery mildew. This fungal disease appears as a white, powdery coating on leaves and can affect a wide range of plants, from cucumbers and squash to roses and phlox. But before you despair, there's a simple, natural solution that you probably already have in your fridge: milk. Milk contains natural antifungal properties that can help control powdery mildew. Simply mix 1 part milk with 9 parts water in a spray bottle. Shake it well and spray the solution liberally on affected plants, making sure to coat both the tops and undersides of leaves. The milk solution works by creating an unfavorable environment for the powdery mildew fungus to grow. It also helps boost the plant's natural defenses against disease. Repeat the application every 10 to 14 days or after it rains to keep powdery mildew at bay. It's a safe, effective, and inexpensive way to protect your plants from this common garden problem. And there you have it. 7 uncommon gardening tips from the pros that will help you create a healthier, more vibrant garden. Remember, gardening is all about working with nature, not against it. By using natural solutions and embracing sustainable practices, we can create gardens that are not only beautiful but also beneficial for the environment. 7 tips straight from the potting shed to give your garden a little boost. I do hope you found them useful. Remember, gardening is a journey, not a destination. There's always something new to learn, something to try, and something to share. So get out there, get your hands dirty, and enjoy the magic of gardening. And remember, even the most experienced gardeners started somewhere. Until next time, happy gardening.